It's now Wednesday, and so yesterday I managed to get the gas on, sort of, coming through to the hob, though it seems to be coming through quite slowly, and I really can't get the fridge on. I've tried again this morning. I had a look at some YouTube videos, make sure I was doing it correctly. And there's a little pilot light, or there's a little hole, a viewing area to see the pilot light in the corner, and you know, I tried it several times and nothing. So I've been looking up places where I can take it, and I found a caravan place which is very close from here, which is handy. So I'll go in there. I've been on Google Translate trying to trying to kind of figure out how I explain the problem. You know, my general French is okay, but French dealing with gas bottles and pilot lights and stuff, not so good. So I'm feeling a bit anxious because I'm not sure what's going to happen, and I also I need to find somewhere else to stay tonight. Last night I wild camped. Sounds weird. For the first time, and I'm just kind of in a lay-by. I don't know if you can see in the background. That's a cemetery there, and on the other side is a football pitch. It's fine. It's lovely and quiet, apart from the church bells. But there's absolutely no services here, no electric, so I used my solar power for the first time, which was fine. But today, when I need it to be recharged, the sunshine goes away. We've had blazing sun the whole time I'm here. First time I use my solar, sun goes in, complete cloud cover. So I'm going to need to find somewhere today which has got electric hookup. So yeah, feeling a bit apprehensive. So we'll go and see what happens when I get to this place. So I've come to this supposed repair place, and unbelievable, it's Narbonne Accessories. It's the same place that I came before to buy the hose. When I first got the gas bottle and I was looking for a hose to fit the French regulator they'd got me, and this is where I came. And not only is it the same place, it's the same guy. And this was the guy that was really unhelpful before, and he was just as unhelpful today. I think he recognised me. He does not like me, this bloke. And, you know, I always speak French. I never speak English. These people, I always speak in French. And I explained, you know, I've got the gas bottle connected. It works in the kitchen. The fridge doesn't work. And he was just, oh, well, if the fridge doesn't work, you need a new fridge, and it'll be a month. So, oh god, that guy. Anyway, so I don't recommend Narbonne Accessories or Ravenala, which is the name of the repair place, but you said it's the same thing. But I did actually bump into an English bloke while I was here. He said he could tell I was English, and he said, are you alright, do you need some help? And yeah, he's been touring France on his own with his dog for quite a while. He's got a massive motorhome, really nice. It's 9 metres long, mine's 6. And I had a look in his garage as well. He's got one of those ones with the garage in the back. Anyway, so he come and have a look, and he had a look at the gas fitting, and he tightened it all up for me. I already thought I'd tightened it all up, but I guess being a bloke, he's just stronger, and he's tightened it up even better, because I thought I could smell a leak. And he said, oh no, it's fine. But yeah, the fridge, there's definitely a problem with the fridge, because it's coming through on the hob fine, but I've tried the fridge several times and it really won't light on there. So my plan now is I'm going to be heading south, because again, English people, I bumped into that English couple last week, and they had just come from this place because they had the exact same problem. Their gas would not work with their fridge, and they fixed it, and they said they're really, really helpful. So it's 65 miles south, which is a shame, because I'm going to be driving far south, right below a place I really wanted to visit, which is Rocamadour, and I don't know how you pronounce that, and a big national park there, and that's somewhere I wanted to go and visit, and of course I haven't been able to yet because I've been sorting out this bloody gas bottle. So I'll be driving way past that, so maybe I'll come back and visit another time, because I don't want to keep backtracking backwards and forwards, you know. I'd rather just sort of keep moving. So if I'm going to go south, well, I'm going to stay south, and I'm going to come back again another 60 miles. So it should take about 2 hours to get there, and it's now, I don't know the time, I think it's about 11:45, which is about right, because everything seems to close between 12 and 2 in France, so that's fine. By the time I get there, hopefully they'll be opening up in time for the afternoon session. So we'll see how we go with them, but at least I've got gas. I just don't have a fridge, which isn't terrible, you know, so we'll see. Right, we're getting closer to the problem. I took it to a place this morning called Caravan 46. I'm down in Cahors, and this is the place that was recommended to me by that British couple that I bumped into. So he took these off and he showed me various things. Now in there is look at all this rust. But he said to me, that's not a problem. But that wire down there is a problem. Apparently it was caught up, and it meant that the pilot light or the ignition thing couldn't sort of spark. So I was in the van, he was saying try it again, and sure enough it came on, but it didn't stay on. And the reason for that, if we have a look up here, in there again, look how old and dirty and filthy this is. And he's shown me there's like a pipe in there, all of that, and that has to be all cleaned out. He said that generally speaking with these fridges, they need servicing every now and then. And of course, you know, this vehicle, it hadn't even had an MOT in 10 years, so it's not been looked after. So I'm taking it back down there 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Look at the state of that pipe. That worries me, that does. But yeah, so I'm taking it down there 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and he reckons it'll take about 2 hours. And hopefully I'll have a fridge which works properly on gas as well as electric. But right now I'm on a campsite. I've got a separate video on that with electric hookup, so I'm okay. And I'm staying here for a couple of nights in case it takes longer, the work, and just so I can stop and rest for a bit, because I find all this stuff very stressful. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot more hopeful now. The guy that I spoke to, oh, he was so nice compared to the guy at Narbonne. He was very helpful, and I'm speaking in French, and then he started speaking in English, and between us we managed to communicate very well. So yeah, I'm really hoping that this is all going to be working by the end of tomorrow. This is the place I'm having my work done. It's called Caravan 46, and it's caravaning46.fr on the web. I'm about 20 minutes early. The name is caravanning, but as you can see from the forecourt, it's all motorhomes. So I'm hopeful today. Hopefully they're going to get the work done, and it's all going to work, and then I can really start my travels properly. Can you see that? That's the light on inside the fridge. The work has been done. It took me bloody effort to get it on though. It's not easy. I have to hold it down. I keep whacking that ignition. But that's probably because the wire thing, he didn't have one in stock. So he's done a repair, and he said it's going to need to be replaced. So I'm going to have a look around the back to see if it looks any cleaner than it did yesterday. So in here, this is the wire in question. So he's just put some tape around it. Yeah, he said I'm gonna have to get a new one. It will need replacing at some point, but he wanted to get me going. And then he's sort of straightened this up, cleaned everything out. Obviously the pipe still looks terrible, but he said that's not part of it. So what I need to do now is test it, so to make sure that the fridge actually remains cold. So at the moment it's lunchtime on whatever day it is, I think Thursday. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch it off and leave it off for the afternoon. I'm going into town to explore, so I am now going to switch that back off, so it's no longer on at all, nothing's on, and allow the fridge to basically warm up and come up to room temperature, because overnight, see here I'm on electric hookup, and so overnight of course I had it on the electric, and so the fridge has got nice and cold, but I want it to warm back up. And then he said leave it on the gas. I'm going to turn the gas off for now. He said so leave it on the gas overnight for the whole night to make sure that the fridge is still cold. Just trying to find my keys for the gas bottle, which I can't find. There they are. Yeah, so he said to leave it on, operating on gas for the whole night, to make sure that it actually keeps it cold. And another thing he did was he found a small leak here on that nut. I mentioned that it was a bit loose, and that guy had helped me tighten it up, but he had a special solution which highlighted the leak. It came up in a big bubble, and that's something I tried to do with washing up liquid and didn't work. So yeah, he found the leak. He tightened this right up, so no leak anymore. Can't smell anything in here now. But for now, I'm going to just turn that off just for this afternoon. I don't think it's going to be terribly warm today, but it's warm enough to warm up the fridge. We're right in the sunshine here. And then the real moment of truth will be tomorrow morning. See if I've actually got a cold fridge. This afternoon I've gone out into town and I've come back, tried the fridge, can't get it on. It just won't light again. So I'm going to go back up to the place and hope they can find what's wrong this time. It's starting to get on my nerves now. It's been going on for long enough. I've been here almost 2 weeks. Right, it's 8 o'clock in the evening. I have finally got the fridge on, but oh my god, it took, I think it was 87 tries. Drove me nuts. In the end, what I had to do was, I was getting so frustrated with it, I just flipped it onto electric for about an hour. I went outside and I cleaned up all the bug crap off the front of my van, which I've been meaning to do for ages. And I also got myself a beer. And yeah, I just left it for about an hour and then I tried again, and then I think it took about another 40 tries from that point to finally get it on. So I need to get that new wire. And what the guy said to me, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, so apologies if I'm repeating myself, but he said if I go to one of the bigger towns, such as if I continue south onto Toulouse and go to one of the big camp shops there, they're bound to have it in stock. But I mean, there's 2 reasons why I don't want to do that. One, I can't stand big towns. I mean, Gao was big enough as it is for me. You know, I prefer little cute villages. But secondly, there's no guarantee that even if I found the part I needed, that I would find someone to do the work for me, because I might encounter the same kind of attitude that I got from that bloke in Narbonne. You know, I'm sure they could have done the work, but that guy just didn't want to help me. Whereas this bloke, you know, this Caravan 46, he's a nice guy, he is honest. He charged me purely for the fridge servicing. He had a list of tariffs on his board, and it said fridge service €120, and that's what he charged, not a cent more. He didn't charge me for any parts or nothing. You know, so I trust him. And when you find a good person, they're worth their weight in gold. So I have a backup plan. What I'm going to do, I'm looking at my map at the moment on the computer. I've got a map of all my points of interest. I'm sure I've shown it before. But I'm going to continue travelling. I'm going to pop back in tomorrow morning and I'm going to ask him to order the part, and then I'm going to continue travelling just in the local area within about 50 miles, and I'm going to go back up north. One place I really want to go, I had some people at a bus stop telling me I really got to go there, Rocamadour, and various other places. There's many places I can see just in a small area, and there's also the national park, regional park. So I'm looking at my map at the same time. Yeah, there's a regional park here where I can go for some hikes, you know, go walking. So there's plenty I can do. And what I'll do is, I mean, my fridge works. It's not like I don't have a fridge. It's just it's very temperamental when I try and get it on gas. But if I plug it into the electric, it's fine. And I still need electric hookup quite a lot of the time, because of course I have to work. I've got an online business. I need to run my computer. I can't go on jollies every day. You know, I can't go exploring every day. I have to work. And on some days I might work all day. And if I do, you know, I could be on the computer for 16 hours a day, and then the solar cannot cope with that. That's too much for the batteries. So that's what I need to be on hookup. And also, if I just go on, let's say I go out for the day like I have today, and then I'm on the computer in the evening, I could probably do that for sort of 2-3 days in a row on the solar, but then I might have to recharge the batteries. So I will have to go and hook up every now and then. And then on the other days, I can either try the gas, see if I can get it working with the fridge. If not, just make do without a fridge for a day or two. It's not the end of the world, and it's only for a few weeks. So I will plan like a little smaller travel trip, as if I'm just doing a little 3-week tour, and I'll arrange to come back to Cahors in about 3 weeks, when he should hopefully have the part and be able to finish the work. And it also means that if I have any other problems, then I'm not far away, you see. I'm not far away from this guy. So that is my new plan. So for now, I really don't want to do any more videos about blooming gas bottles and fridges. I want to get on to the good stuff. But unfortunately, I have 2 other videos to put up of more crap that's gone wrong in the van. I must admit, I got to a point this evening where I just wanted to throw it over a cliff and watch it fall into, like, smash into a million little pieces. It was not a good evening, but there you go, must continue.